I just saw Obsession, and this isn't one of the scariest movies I've seen in a very long time, like everyone is alleging, but it's definitely one of the most unsettling movies, and it's actually pretty funny. And before I get into this review, for the guys out there that are single and like a girl, like a female, and you want to get their attention, get them something nice, a nice gift. Don't get yourself a one wish willow. That's the basic premise of this movie. Michael Johnson plays a guy named Bear who's in this friend group who has a coworker that he has a crush on. He's in love with this girl. He wants to date her. He wants her to love him back. So what does he do? Instead of buying that nice gift, instead of asking her out to dinner like a normal man would do, I don't know what normal men do these days. I've been married for 17 years. But whatever you got to do that's somewhat a little bit normal, maybe you want to think outside of the box. He picks up this little trinket called a one wish willow at this store as he's looking for a gift for her. And because he's just not that confident, because he couldn't just ask her out and tell her his true feelings, because he probably will get rejected, he just kind of loses it, takes a snap from the one wish willow, and wishes upon a willow that he would love her back. And wrong move, guy. That was the worst possible decision because instantly she just snaps into basically another person who is obsessed with. This movie's directed by Curry Barker, who's also a fellow YouTuber like I am, but he clearly is a more established YouTuber because he's living his dream, making his film directorial debut in Obsession. I got to see his fan film, whatever you want to call it, YouTube film, Milk and Cereal, which was actually pretty good. So big props to him. Amazing job to him and guys like Chris Stuckman who are living their dream to be directors. Would I love to be a director and do a film? Awesome. But do I have skills in doing that? No. So Curry Barker does a great job in his film directorial debut that he clearly has a eye for horror. He is mixing comedy in it, so it's like a comedy horror film. And honestly, comedy and horror are very similar in the fact that you have to earn your scares, you have to earn your laughs, and he does a good job of blending the two. This movie is very unsettling. Like I said at the beginning, it's not the scariest movie I've seen. It's just really unsettling because of the fact that this probably could just happen to anybody, right? There are people in America living this day with someone that's a little batshit crazy. That at the beginning of the relationship, before they got together, they were probably normal people and thought, hey, yes, I would like to be with this person for a long time or possibly the rest of my life, but no, not this person. This is the person you don't want to be because you wished on a willow. Nikki is played by Indy Navataretti. I'm pretty sure I jacked up her name, and I apologize to Indy because she is going to be a star after this. Once this movie comes out on May 15th, people are going to see the heart and soul of this movie, which is Indy. She acts her butt off in this. Sometimes a little bit too crazy, but I guess that's the point. There are times where she was kind of annoying, especially when she was crying incessantly. But I think that was the point Curry's trying to make is this person is possessed with some sort of weird obsession from the wishing willow object. This movie's a little bit supernatural because I just can't see anyone being literally that crazy. But again, there might be some relationships out there where there is obsession, where there is controlling. And I think that's what Curry's playing up on is the fact that there is a possibility there's someone out there and he's just taking it to another level, which is just a wild romp of a movie. This is a movie you have to see in a packed crowd. Hopefully horror fans, or maybe not even horror fans, because those are the people that get scared the most. There are jump scares in this movie that are well earned. The pacing takes its time. You get to know these characters. You get to appreciate these characters and their relationship. You root for Michael Johnson's character, Bear. You just feel so sorry for the man. The man is in love with this woman, and he got what he asked for. Again, guys, be careful what you ask for when you're wishing for something. Why not wish for $1 billion instead next time? I think that'll make you happy, at least for a little bit. Back to Indy, she just acts her butt off. One of the most disturbing and most real performances I've seen in the horror genre in a long time. And Curry does a good job of just putting in her position, sometimes in the dark, in this like silhouette where you just see her, kind of sees her expressions, kind of sees her emoting, but it's just enough shadow where you really just feel the dread. Like, what is she about to say? What is she about to do? Because she could pop off at any moment. It could just be a subtle performance. It could just be a little bit of a whisper. She's talking to Bear, and then suddenly she'll just pop off out of nowhere, and it's jarring and it's effective. The Navitori does a just good job of just being so out there that it just doesn't feel real, that you just have to laugh because it's just so crazy. You just feel so bad for Bear. But this movie just gets more and more intense as the movie goes on. The runtime isn't very long, and it's paced very well, so it doesn't feel like you're just dragging on and on with little bits. What was a pleasant surprise in this movie is that they added this score that is just so unsettling, that just parallels what's going on the screen. When there's times where it's just quiet or you're just anticipating something's about to happen, there's just this sound mixing and sound editing that's just done unexpectedly. I just wasn't expecting. There's even a cool soundtrack in this that just works well, but the sound mixing and editing, whoever did that just did a amazing job, just adding to the eeriness, to the suspensefulness of what was about to occur. The genre as a whole is so expansive, so wide now. It especially feels that way since Jordan Peele's Get Out. This feels like a Monkey Paw production with the perfect timing humor, with the dread, with the eeriness, with the sort of supernatural aspect of this. It really felt like a Jordan Peele production. He only had $1 million, maybe less than $1 million for this movie, so he was efficient with it. You can tell when he used the $1 million because there are scenes in this that are graphic, and that's where he used the money. I had to turn away a couple times. The crowd was gasping. People were screaming in the theater because he paced it well. There was anticipation, there was suspense, and when things happened, man, I had to turn away a couple times, and he goes at it. So there's some body horror in this. I wouldn't say it's Terrifier 3 type body horror, but there is horror, and he uses it well. He's super efficient with this $1 million, and congrats to him. He's going to get paid. This is going to hit home for a lot of people, especially for people that are in relationships that are obsessive and maybe a little bit controlling, maybe hits a little bit too far close to home. So this is definitely dope for me. The hype is there. There's a lot of hype for this movie. Now, go into this movie. Hopefully your expectations aren't too high because you might be a little bit let down. This isn't the scariest movie I've seen, I gotta be honest with you, but it is one of the most unique, suspenseful, funny, and fun times I've had in a horror movie in quite a bit. So type dope in the comments if you've seen this and make this a double D. If you're new to the channel, hit that like button, it helps us. I do a lot of trailer reactions to the movies I see. I'll do out of theater reactions just like this one before the movie comes out to you guys, and I'll give my Nope or Dope review. So again, thank you for joining me today. If you want to join me on the journey, subscribe right now, hit that like button again, and I'll check you guys later. Peace.